How's everyone doing? It's Jerome Parker, aka Master Shake, and today is the first in my new Friday web series on my YouTube channel where I'm going to be doing tech entrepreneur spotlights. So I've told you guys I've been thinking about doing this for a while. I didn't have a dedicated broadcast for Fridays, and I wanted to fill that space up. So going forward, I'm going to be interviewing software developers in the space, new experience, novice, experienced, intermediate, and people want to hear their backstories, share stuff that they're doing, and it just gets a good feel of the diversity in the computer science space. So for today's first premiere episode, we have Shakor Smith. Now, Shakur, I actually found out about him on Twitter. I got a highlight on the Twitter notifications and saw a whole bunch of people were liking the certain status of his, which he's going to describe in depth here in a moment. I want to give him the floor, but saw the brother, looked at his profile, or liked what I saw, so decided to reach out to him. So Shakor Smith, thank you for being with me, for being with us on our first episode. Unfortunately, you're gonna have to be the guinea pig, so we'll hopefully won't have too many mishaps. So I'm going to turn the floor over to you if you wanted to introduce yourself and your backstory.
All right, so yeah, my name is Shakhor. 24, software engineer at PopMenu. From Florida, live in Atlanta right now. Right now, I currently work with React, GraphQL.
Can you hear me? No? Still can't hear me? See if we can turn the microphone. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Sorry about that. Like I said, you're going to have to be the guinea pig. Technical difficulties. But I said I didn't hear the name of the company that you work for.
Oh, so it's PopMenu. It's a startup it's in Atlanta and California right now.
Okay, and what do they do?
PopMenu is a startup for restaurants. We basically, I guess you could say for right now, we do websites for restaurants with our own little special menus for like different items. It's like you could actually pop an item. It's more like a social network for restaurants, put it simple.
Okay. So it's like a centralized platform for restaurants to put all their menu items. Can they do stuff like promotional discounts or anything like that, or just the menu? Like what's the full?
So PopMenu is for everything in restaurant, from POS to menus to digital menus, and actually print menus, handling user experience and everything for restaurants.
Okay, cool. So you got the point of sales and everything. Awesome.
Yeah.
So you said they're based in Atlanta and California. Yeah, out in San Francisco.
I'm not sure what part. I haven't been out there yet. I just met the Atlanta team, and then I'm talked to the California team over when we have meetups.
Okay. So tell us about your journey to become a software engineer. When did you start? How'd you get into it? What made you want to get into it?
It started. So I always had an interest for computers since I was young. I started off in hardware, so at 13 I had built my own computer. I had my own side business fixing computers and removing viruses and stuff. And then in high school I took my first actual web developer class, HTML, CSS. And then from there, I had went to college for computer science, but I never finished. So like around like 2 years ago, I started Team Treehouse and started teaching myself again, and then I just been doing it since.
Wow, we have a very anomalous backstory. I also, I also started young, and I actually started off in hardware as well. Went to software, went to college, dropped out, started a company in high school, and so I can very much relate to the journeys. People tend to see you at where you're at now, but don't understand the roller coaster that it takes to get there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a lot of hard work.
Yes. Very. So, you said you did Treehouse to learn.
Uh-huh.
Why did you choose Treehouse? What made you choose Treehouse?
I did Treehouse. I think it was because of Chris Sean. He had did a video, so I had went there, checked it out, did a free trial, liked it, and I ended up doing a front end dev track. And then after I completed that, I just started like doing my own thing, just teaching myself like basically from YouTube videos and just articles and stuff.
Okay. Okay. So, what has been the most difficult part of your software development or software development course? Not course, but journey. That's the word I'm looking for.
Starting off, the hardest thing was finding out what I actually wanted to do. At first, it was Android development, so I started learning Java. And then I didn't really like it like that. I like Java, but I didn't really like programming for Android. So I stopped that. And then like the hardest thing after that, after I figured out what I wanted to do, it's just really just like jumping from language to language, trying to learn different syntax. Like it's easier once you learn one language and then, move on, but it's still, different syntax. So that was like the hardest part.
Okay. Um, are you doing anything on the side? Do you have any side projects that you want to highlight?
Not yet. I am working on something, 2 projects. I don't really want to talk about those yet because it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Progress. I understand. Respect it. But you do have entrepreneurial ambitions.
Yeah, I mean, I do freelance on the side too, but I also have projects that I'm just trying to turn into an actual business that I'm working on right now.
Okay. So can you elaborate on what are some of the challenges in your entrepreneurial journey?
Getting paid on time.
Yes.
Client right now for like 3 months. Like her site been done for 3 months, and she like keep hitting me up like a month later.
Mm-hmm.
Like, can you do this? Can you do that? I'm like, you need to pay me first.
Yeah. I can definitely relate. Just recently, last month, had to deal with some issues like that, and it's very aggravating. So hopefully, you're doing contracts now. I'm getting started. Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm trying to find the tweet that I had saw from you, but I don't remember that. It was like last week. You got a lot of tweets, which is good. Actually,
real quick.
Okay, yeah, cool. Nope, found it. It was August 6th. All right, let me pull up it on the screen. I'm screen sharing, so let me go Twitter. Of course, I'm not signed in. All right, cool. Put in that verification code. And I just saw you. There you are. All right, it was August 6th. It takes a sweet time loading.
Always
found it. All right, so everyone who's watching, I have the tweet pulled up now, and I'm gonna read it, and I would like you to talk about that tweet, because as technical as our field is, very few people talk about the non-technical parts, about their journeys, about how they got to where they're at from an emotional, mental standpoint. And I really think people hearing this from someone firsthand is going to help other people who are currently going or have gone through similar situations. It'll help them with their self-esteem and let them know that they can do it.
Yeah.
So the tweet reads, and by the way, if you're not following him on Twitter, his Twitter handle is @SmithManny. I will put a link in the YouTube video below. The tweet reads, 3 years ago, I was a felon. 2 years ago, I broke down to my mama because my life was falling apart. Today, I'm a software engineer. Never did I stop praying or give up. And this tweet went viral. Got 134 retweets, 1,027 likes. I'm sure you looked at your analytics. I don't know what your impressions are, but I'm sure it's pretty up there. So a lot of people have seen this. And like I said, this was how I got led to you because it pulled up on a Twitter highlight. Do you care? I mean, as much detail as you want to go into, do you care to describe the backstory of your tweet?
Yeah, I'll go into detail. I used to hate trying to go into detail, but it is like a testimony for folks, so I'll go into detail.
Okay. Well, I'll let you have the floor.
All right, so let's see. It started in 2013. I had came back from college. I had dropped out or already got kicked out. Came back from college and just working, and I was selling weed. Ended up getting caught with 2 ounces sacked up in a car. So it was a felony charge, and then I went to jail, whatever. I didn't get sentenced till 2014. Yeah, 2014, I think. Got sentenced. It was supposed to be 2 months county jail and 6 years probation. Ended up doing a month in county and a month in prison. Got out, and I still had 6 years of probation to do, which I didn't do. Only did 3, which is half my term, and then I had paid another attorney to get me off early. But throughout that time, that's when I really started, thinking about my life, what I wanted to do, and my future and stuff. So while I was a felon to begin with, I had ended up getting a job with Publix Warehouse, which is a pretty good job, making good money. But they ended up relocating to Alabama, so I had to find another job. And then that's when I really started taking web development serious. So I hopped in Team Treehouse and all that, and I got my first developer's job. And then I kept that for like a few months, and then I left that because I didn't like the pay and it was far away. And then since then, that was in like 2017. I had the first developer job, and then I left that, and then I was just like, I didn't have a job for like almost a year. It was like 8 months. So I was just doing Uber, and I had new basic HTML and stuff at that point, so I was doing freelance as well. And like, it was just hard, man. Like, I was getting turned down from warehouse jobs because I was a felon. I got turned down from Lyft because I was a felon, which I don't know how I got in with Uber, which is crazy. But yeah, I mean, I did a month in county, a month in prison, and 3 years probation, and just worked hard to get where I'm at right now.
So, standing where you're at now and looking back, what would you have told yourself at the point where you got kicked out of college? If you had the knowledge, if you could go tell yourself then, what would you do different?
Stay focused. Stop trying to live life carefree. Stay focused. Think about your future.
So, I mean, I'm sure you know this. You're definitely an outlier because, a lot of people, when they get caught in the criminal justice system, the reason that if they get out of it, why they don't achieve socioeconomic progression is because a lot of it is self-defeatism, because they don't believe that they can't do it. because
Yeah.
they have that felon name attached to them.
Yeah, that's a big role of it.
Yeah, a big role is, yeah. And you didn't allow that to stop you, but I know that it didn't. I know that it wasn't easy, and so what did you do during the times when you were down? Because I'm sure that you had like when you weren't getting turned down from jobs, you had breakdown nights. I've also had law run-ins in the past and whatnot, and that affected my work and stuff. So I can also relate to that feeling of frustration. For me personally, it was a lot of feelings of self anger. I was I beat myself up a lot. Also like you, I went through a phase for around a year that I was out of work and I had to do freelancing, and one of the biggest thing I had to overcome was not repeatedly beating myself up and trying to look at adversity as opportunity. So what were some of your tactics when you were going through when you were in those emotional pits?
Really what helped me the most was just like watching other folks succeed in this field without degrees, hearing their stories or whatever, what they've been through and stuff like that, and how far they came. So that's what kept me motivated. And then also, I was hurt, I was mad at myself, but I'm not a quitter, so I just kept going because I knew eventually something would, come through.
Cool, man. Well, like I said, I believe that at least one person, most likely more than one, but at least one person is going to hear you speak and is going to give them motivation. So I applaud you for being open with a complete stranger on a YouTube video. No, seriously though, I applaud you. That takes a lot of strength as a man, and I'm very proud of you. I'm honored to have you as my first speaker. And before we close out, how can people reach you on all your social media? I gave out your Twitter, but you can repeat it if you want. And
everything is the same. Twitter, Instagram. What else is there?
Snapchat.
That's pretty all.
Do you have
Twitter.
a YouTube channel? Do you have a YouTube channel?
Yeah, I'm saying that too. I mean, I do, but I kind of stopped because I had I got a new job. It's only 2 months I've been here, so I kind of like been busy. So I kind of stopped for right now. But everything's the same: YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. That's Smith Manny.
Okay, cool. Do you closing comments? What do you anything that you want to say to the audience? Any words of wisdom? What's next for you? What are you planning? Where do you see yourself? I don't know, in 5 years.
I mean, words of wisdom. Like I'm not a felon no more because in Georgia they got first offenders. So once you complete your term without getting in trouble, they expunge your record.
Awesome.
So that's me. But words of wisdom is even if you're still a felon, even if I still had that record that charge on my record, my job told me, they would have still hired me because of my passion and my entrepreneurial spirit. So it's like wherever you're going through, don't give up. It's going to be, it's always a road at the end or a light at the end of the road. So like just keep working. I know it gets hard. I know you feel down. Probably want to punch something, give up, but just keep working because being a programmer in this field, period, is like there's so many opportunities. Right now, I've only been a developer for 2 years and I'm a remote developer. And I wouldn't think I'd be here right now, so.
Awesome. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years from now? 5 years from now, I see myself having my own business running primarily mobile applications. Okay. I want to be an agency, a digital agency, really.
Awesome. Well, I believe that you can do it. Let's definitely keep in touch. I would like to, probably maybe in 6 months from now, do a follow-up call with you. See what you're doing, See if you you know, if your side projects, if you know, if you're in a position to maybe do a demo or something like that. I'm sure people are gonna want to keep up with you. So once again, Shakur, I appreciate your time. Like I said, let's stay connected. If you ever want to do a code stream together, do some coding together, you do React Native, right?
I'm getting into React Native now for the project I'm working on, but I do React.
Okay, cool. I'm more of a Vue guy myself, but I have had a lot of people who wanted to have some React tutorials, so maybe that's something we can get together before on the side.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But all right, man, I appreciate it. Is there anything else that you want to say before we close off?
Don't give up. It's a lot of opportunities out here.
All right, man.
Opportunities.
Cool. Well, expect a lot of social media requests in the coming days. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be following you.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, man.
Ain't no problem, bro.
All right, man.
We'll talk to you later. See you. So that was Shakur, and once again, man, really solid brother. I'm very glad that I met him. So follow him on social media, all the social media, Instagram, Twitter, and what do you say? You say Snapchat? I can't remember whichever one. I'll put all the links in the video when I upload it to YouTube. But you can follow him at Smith Manny. So make sure you connect with the guy. Really solid brother. So like I said, this was our first. My first Friday entrepreneur tech entrepreneur spotlight, and I appreciate it. So once again, guys, if you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button and go ahead and share this video. And if you have any questions for Shakur, any follow-up questions, leave them in the description. I'll make sure to follow up with him and be sure to give you guys an update. Once again, guys, thank you for being with me and hope to talk to you guys later.